everyone, and welcome to my channel. It's your girl Anna from Joyful Foods, and this is my very first vlog. I wanted to record the day of the life of a personal chef. Please forgive me because, like I said, this is my very first time, and I have never done this before. I forgot to record an intro. So this is me just at the grocery store. Sometimes I try to shop either the day before or the day of, just depending. For this particular client, I shopped the day of because I sent them the menu, but because of the holidays, they forgot to give me their response. So I got the menu. I got the confirmation for the menu the day of, which wasn't too biggie because they don't get a lot of meals anyway. So I just picked up some Italian sausage and some ground turkey for some lasagna rolls and for turkey meatloaf that they were getting. So that's all I'm going to record on this. Nothing much is going on here. This is just my shopping day. This is just how I shop. I try to shop for good ingredients that are going to go with the client's requested meals. So yeah. So right here, as you can see, I am ready to check out. And without fail, for some reason, I always tend to forget something. So I had to go back literally right before. I don't know when I had to go back, but I had to go back because I forgot like one thing. And even though it was on my list, I thought I checked it off, but apparently not. So this is me checking out. I do get tax exempt at certain stores. Sorry, that was my phone. And that's this. I was trying to record the price so you guys can see, but like I said, this is my first time, so I actually forgot I had the camera in my hand for a second. So I apologize for the shakiness. Yeah, nothing too exciting. This is me just checking out. Check out the drippage, guys, the Joyful Foods t-shirt. So I had to drop by Walmart to pick up some meal prep containers because the ones that they have at their home, I picked those up at Restaurant Depot and they were kind of flimsy. So I wanted to upgrade her to some glass meal prep containers, but Walmart didn't have any. So I just picked up what they had, and I picked up these, I don't think I took a video of it, but they were pretty tricolor containers that I used. In this clip, you actually see me contemplating getting McDonald's. I'm saying I don't need it. So, I'm in the Walmart parking lot. I got it. Take this lanyard off. So they had the French bread for the garlic bread, plus. They didn't have the meal prep containers I was looking for. I wanted some glass ones. I might have to get that on Amazon. But I just got what they got. What they had, I mean. Like some standard plastic ones, nothing too fancy schmancy. I fell into temptation. You can totally see the look of regret on my face. I'm cherishing this McDonald's. Don't hate on me. I like McDonald's. I know I shouldn't, but I do. Not even real food, but I still like it. 2022. I'm gonna not do this, but I was really hungry. At this point, I'm just rambling about how I'm trying to get healthier in 2022 and how I wasn't going to eat any more McDonald's. Cherish it. But I promise I am. I promise. I swear on words. Everything. No more McDonald's. I'm not going to eat McDonald's. No more McDonald's. I promise. Anymore. At least for a little while. Let's see if I can go a year. So today is January 29th, 2021. And I'm gonna record again on December 29th, 2022. And let you know if I've had McDonald's between now and then. I even signed up for boxing classes to get fit. Because being a chef, it's so hard to, I guess you could say eat healthy. Now, being a personal chef is much easier than like being a restaurant chef, where with a personal chef, you kind of sort of make your own schedule. Who not kidding? I'm probably just making excuses. But I do have a really bad habit. It was gross. Sorry. Really bad habit of not eating when I'm working. So I try to eat like before I go to, people's homes to do an event or whatever. So what I have to do is eat healthy snacks, whatever, before I do, before I start working, because I'm gonna do what I'm doing now. I meal prep for other people, but not myself, and I probably have to do that. My poor arteries. Alright, just arrived. Here comes the fun part. Now I'm showing you my outfit, the Joyful Foods. So here I am chopping some onions. Do not judge my knife skills, because my knife skills I know suck. I'm chopping an onion for my meat sauce for my lasagna. And so in that bowl I have dicing 2 onions, I'm sorry. Right here I'm chopping some parsley. That's also going inside my meat sauce. It's going in my meat sauce. It's actually going in all of my dishes. So that's a whole bundle of parsley. This container I was using to put the parsley in, but it was going to block the camera, so that's why I moved it. So in this pot, I have my sauteed onion. Right there, you see me adding the Italian sausage and the ground turkey. I'm just going to saute that with the onions and the sauteed garlic to get that in there. Once again, I'm sorry for the shaky camera. I was trying to film and cook at the same time. And the family, every time I come over, they're either upstairs or in the other room, so we're not in contact with one another because of COVID. And this is my meat sauce with the meat all cooked. I added some crushed tomatoes, some tomato sauce, some salt and pepper. Right there you see me adding the tomato paste for the sauce. I'm just gonna let that simmer. I'm adding my chopped parsley. I love the taste of fresh parsley in sauces. It just elevates everything. And it came out really good. Right there, I'm adding some chiffonade basil, some fresh basil. You can use dried basil, but you can kind of really tell the difference when you're using dried versus fresh basil in your sauces. There, I'm adding a little bit of chicken broth to my sauce. You can also add beef broth or red wine. I know this is probably not a traditional meat sauce that you use for spaghetti or lasagna, but I've been making this meat sauce for years, and it is one of my favorites that I love to use for lasagna and spaghetti. Right here, I'm not too sure what I'm doing, to be honest. And right now I'm adding some sugar that is not salt, so don't panic. That's sugar to take to cut back on some of the acidity from the tomatoes. Now I'm just gonna let that stir. Well, I'm stirring it, I'm sorry. I'm stirring to get everything in there. Like I said, I added some salt and pepper in there, and I'm gonna let that simmer. I let that simmer for about 2 hours on low. And right here, you see me making the meatloaf. So you didn't see me, but I added the ground turkey meat. Added some breadcrumbs. Added some egg. You saw me just add onion. You see me adding the tomato paste. And I didn't show you the seasonings that I use for the meatloaf. So I used some garlic powder, some onion powder, salt and pepper, celery seed, brown sugar, and some chili powder. And now I'm dicing up a red bell pepper that I will also be putting inside the meatloaf. And I have my mask on, but like I said, they were upstairs, and this house is pretty big. So we wasn't even in contact with one another at all, but a creature of habit. So I just kept my mask on. Because safety is important, especially during these crazy COVID times. And right there's my container of parsley, so I'm adding parsley in there. There I'm adding my egg for my binder and my breadcrumbs. I'm sorry, I thought I put that in before, but I didn't. But that is breadcrumbs to bind everything together. And I'm trying to clear my space, get everything together. I didn't have a lot of space. I was trying to clean as I went, which is very important when you're cooking. Over there I'm mixing. My glasses were falling off my face. Okay, thank you. And they have a dog, and the dog was making some noises, so that's why you don't really see me, but I was like looking off to make sure the dog was okay. But I checked later, the dog was just sleeping. Taking off my gloves. Add some more breadcrumbs because I felt that the meat was still a little wet. And get some more gloves because I am really keen on raw meat. I don't like the feeling of raw meat on my hands. And plus, I'm not sure if you noticed, but I have really bad eczema. So with my eczema, a lot of things irritate it. So I wear gloves with a lot of things that may not require gloves. So things like onion, when I'm chopping onion, chopping garlic, things of that nature. I will wear gloves as well because that will irritate my eczema. And I'm putting it in my loaf pan to the side. taking off my gloves once again. I go through gloves like it's crazy, but it's worth it. So next I'm on dish number 3. I don't know what I was doing. But I am on dish number 3, and those were just simple crab cakes over mixed greens. And I opened the top of the can of the crab meat, and the little lifter was missing. So I said I was gonna deal with that later. That's why you saw me put it to the side. And the top wasn't coming off of that one either. And I said, you know, I'm just gonna deal with the meat later and put everything else in the bowl. And I was on the struggle bus with these crab cakes. I was struggling to get the roasted bell peppers out of the jar, and I didn't have a fork or anything near me to grab it. Yeah, I was definitely struggling to get these roasted red peppers out of the jar. I felt like I was doing like a surgery or something. And I didn't need that whole thing of roasted bell pepper. I needed about like half, so. And here I'm just chopping my roasted bell pepper. Now, I did have a leftover bell pepper from the meatloaf, and I could have roasted that because they did have a gas grill. I could have roasted that over the fire, but I bought these anyway, so I said I might as well just use what I have, and I could use the leftover red pepper for something else. You see, at this point, I took off my mask because, like I said, they were upstairs. It was literally just me downstairs by myself, so I took off my mask. So in the bowl, I'm adding my diced red bell pepper, roasted bell pepper, right there. I'm adding my green onion, and I don't know why I didn't notice this at the store, but some of the green onions were kind of ugly. So I had to take off some of the things. That was me expecting it, because I noticed. I'm like, I don't know why I didn't notice that before. I'm getting the pretty parts and about to go rinse it. Take off the green stems because we don't want that. And I'm putting that in my trash bowl. It's very important to have a trash bowl, or like something where you can put your scraps. So here I'm chopping my green onion, and then my knife was also kind of dull, and I didn't bring my knife sharpener. So if you see me like going through twice, that's why, because my knife needs to be sharpened. And like I said before, do not judge me on my knife skills. I did go to culinary school, but knife skills are not my forte. And there I'm adding some of my parsley from before. I'm moving the bowl in front of the camera so you guys can see what I'm doing. Adding some mayonnaise. And because like I was having so much trouble with the crab cakes, with the canned crab, I said I was just going to put everything in the bowl and worry about the crab last. You can't have crab cakes without Old Bay. And my mother being from Baltimore, it would be a sin if I didn't add the Old Bay to the crab cakes. Alright, so now you see me actually... I go back for the rest of the breadcrumbs. and my egg. Now, you've seen me do this twice, but I don't recommend it, even though I saw me do it. Do not crack your egg on the side of your bowl. Crack it like on the table or on the counter or something, because you don't want to risk any eggshells getting in, and that's what I did. So I got my crab. So I'm using claw, because all they had was claw and I believe that was blue crab meat. And because the thing that lifts the can was missing, I had to use a can opener to open the can. But I usually like to use claw, all claw or all lump. It just depends what they use. I am a huge fan of the Phillips crab meat, but they didn't have any at the store. And I can only usually find that at Walmart. But because I got my groceries at Publix, that's it. You see me putting black pepper in the bowl. I usually find Phillips only at Walmart. And you want to be careful when you're making crab cakes, because you still want those lumps of meat in there, but you also want to incorporate everything. I love crab cakes. And then I usually serve these with a remoulade, but I didn't make a remoulade for their salads, because with the shortages of everything, I've been having a hard time finding like the little saucers, so I didn't make a remoulade. Just me take out my gloves. And this is my sauce after 2 hours of simmering on low. And that are my prepared lasagna rolls. It's filled with ricotta and mozzarella and Parmesan cheese. And I'm scooping the sauce over the lasagna rolls. So you add a layer of the meat sauce at the bottom, and then top it with your lasagna rolls, top it with more sauce, and then sprinkle the top with more mozzarella and Parmesan. And I placed it at in a 375-degree oven. Placed it in there for about 20-25 minutes until the cheese is nice and bubbly. And here I'm taking out my meatloaf. Looks phenomenal. And I use turkey meat, so that's why it's not very fatty. You need to take in the temperature because food safety is important. And I usually like to do 2 probes just to be safe. And you see that one probe said 158 and that probe said 165. I didn't show it on camera, but I wanted to be safe because the center still said it. All right, so that's it. That's done. I've only been here about 4 hours. As you saw, they did not get a lot of food. It is pretty dark here in Tennessee. It's 7 p.m. and that's the day of a personal chef. I am gonna go home, pop my clothes in the washer, then I'm going to bed. Got to do this again on New Year's Eve for a slight dinner party, so I may or may not record. Who knows? Well, thank you all for watching. I apologize for the weird setup. Hopefully the more I do, the better the videos will become. This is my first time, so be patient with me. I'm really trying. Anyway, thank you. Bye.